Alright, boys and girls, here we are on the early July the 31st. Look at that, the sunrise is coming up. Not a bad view in August this morning. It's probably about 5:46, somewhere along in there, between 5:30 and 6:46. Got just a little bit of a boat ride this morning. I'm gonna go fish an area I hadn't been in quite a while. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. They have dropped the water during the night to a low that I hadn't seen in a long time. So, but I can tell they put the water back in. They're gonna pull it back out. Maybe there'll be water moving today. But anyhow, just thought I'd say hello, good morning. Give you a little bit of a boat ride. There's the old bridge right there. That's the Eaton Ferry Bridge. And, I'll get back with you in just a few minutes. All right, we're back, boys and girls. We had that little boat ride, and I cut the boat ride a little short. I seen some fish on the depth finder and decided, well, why not? Let's see if they're catfish. Got the poles out. We're using planer boards today, and for the ones that might be watching this and don't know what a planer board is, it's a planer board. These are a little heavy duty. I make these myself. You can buy them. But what they'll do, you hook them to your line and they'll spread that line out. So if you didn't have them, when you threw all your lines out, they'd want to come directly behind the boat. So you get more of a spread. Using these, we're probably covering a 100-foot swipe right down the channel here. And I got two poles in the middle that are on the bottom. But today we're using these planer boards like a cork. I got each one down a little different, anywhere from 10 to 20 feet down. Plus two is spreading lines and keeping that bait suspended in the water, because it looks like there's a lot of fish suspended. They may be trying to stay away from that thermocline. And for the ones that's watching is asking what is a thermocline, a thermocline is a layer of water that's on the bottom that's lacking oxygen. And fish can't swim without oxygen. Just like we can't walk without oxygen. But anyhow, they try to stay above that. We got a wind this morning that's blowing from a bad direction, blowing east to southeast. I don't like it. Usually don't catch a whole lot of fish when that happens, but hey, it's fishing. And right now, it's not too bad out here early this morning. A little bit after 6. Got the poles out, waiting on the pole to, hopefully one of them will get a little bend in it and we can pull on it. That would be nice. I see there's a wakeboard boat out already this morning. Hope he stays on the other side of the bridge. I don't fish this area as much as I should. Have caught some good fish in this area. We're in the area of Mr. H.A. and Miss Ellen's house. They've been on a trip for probably about the last 3 weeks now, so maybe in the last month. Off having a good time. Somebody says, what's for breakfast this morning? Well, might be a pack of crackers and a bottle of water this morning. Had my cup of coffee before I left the house. We got a sightseer up there above us. Got an osprey flying up right above us. He's looking for something to eat too this morning early. There's a lot of ospreys on this lake, eagles. There's several eagles on this lake. And what we're doing, we're moving about 0.6, 0.7, so. Maybe something will grab it. We can show you a catfish. And they are putting the water in this morning from the other lake. They dropped the water level during the night. Now they got to put water back in to where they can drop it again sometime this morning. I hadn't called. There's a number that you can call and see what they're going to do as far as moving water. If we're gonna go down this channel for a little ways, and if we don't pick up nothing, we're gonna move out here. There's a huge flat to the right of us that pretty stays consistent with about 20 foot of water. There's some spots that down to 30, but we're gonna hit that flat. We're gonna try this channel first though, and the sun is peeking above the trees. It's gonna be a hot day. Possibility of storms this afternoon. The weather's getting ready to make a change. Hopefully we get a little cooler weather next few days and get a little more fishing in. I got a little gardening to do. The wife is canned for the last 2 days. She said she wasn't canning today, taking a break. I don't blame her. That canning can be hot in the house sometimes. But yesterday we canned some tamales, and anyhow, whatever they are. Let's say green tomato, how about that? And made some green salsa. And just a few little taste tests we done, it seemed like it's gonna turn out pretty good. She done some a couple weeks ago, and let me tell you, you can't buy none that good. There's no way. which the weather has been very miserably hot. And most of the country has been hot. When your water temperatures, let's see, water temperature right now is 86 degrees. If it don't cloud up and everything, it will probably get close to 90 degrees today, maybe a little more. The other morning when I was out here, it was 86, 87 degrees. And the time I left, it was at 90. Another fellow reported later on that afternoon that it had reached 95. That is hot, folks. That is almost too hot. You'll have, if it gets any hotter than that, you're going to see some stripers start dying. They can't take it. You may see some other fish start to float. 95 is pretty hot. But we're fishing. We're in the office this morning. Had a fella to come by, and I had put some rods on Facebook Marketplace there to sell. And he came by and picked up a few of them, and I'd like to give him a shout out for coming by. You know who you are. Glad you bought them. Hope you have good luck with them. I did. Caught a lot of big fish with them. Well, folks, we got fish all up and down that screen. Undoubtedly, they're not catfish, or they just ain't hungry. One of the two. Up, up, up. We had something there to take a taste test. There's some big bait I got out here this morning. It's going to take a good sized fish, fishing with some big bait. And I'll have another video out in a day or two that's going to show you this big bait. We're catching it. Some nice shell crackers. We hit one spot on that bait run and caught probably 10 or 12 big shell crackers. I put the bait on ice, and the bait was with an ice block in there and some ice on top of it. It was almost froze, but the time it hit this warm water, it unthawed real quick. I know there's a lot of people do their bait that way, and this time of the year you have to. Sometimes you just are not going to, unless you got a huge bait tank, and I don't. I got a 20-gallon bait tank, and has a tendency at this time of the year to get a little warm. So that's why we put the fish on ice. It's not my preferred way. I'd rather keep them in the bait tank, keep them alive, put that oxygen to them, and hey, they'll come alive. I got a pump that pumps quite a bit of oxygen in there. It's supposed to have a 85% saturation on a 50-gallon tank, so And mine's not but a 20-gallon tank. So that's a lot of oxygen. Few clouds this morning. Few low clouds. Maybe they'll stay like that. Keep that sun, because that sun's wanting to come up, peek out from them clouds. They do have a heat warning for today. I seen that before I left the house this morning. Checked the weather. Possibility of storms this afternoon. But as long as them clouds, they're doing a good job of blocking that sun. Few boats up there at the bridge fishing this morning. Up. Got a fight here. Got our first one here if it don't come off. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And what I've done, I put the big heads on one side and the body parts on the other side there. I think this is the big head side here. Don't go over there. You want me to go over there and tangle up some lines. Not that big of a fish. Small fish. But we got to start somewhere. Well, boys and girls, I didn't get to put him in the boat, but I got him right here to the boat. He came off. Wasn't hooked very good. And anyhow, a big channel cat. That channel cat weighed probably 10, 12 pounds. That was a good channel cat. But he was barely hooked. And I started to pick him up and he came off. So let me get baited back up. I'll be right back. All right, boys and girls, we got another one. Almost was a double. That's good. If I get him in, this one hit real good, like a big fish. Don't feel that big, but I can get him in. At least we can get him up here to the boat where we can take a look at him. This fish might be a little bit bigger than that last one. That'd be a good thing. And the wind wanting to turn this boat a little bit. This fish wanting to tangle up in all the lines. Might be a fish I have to get the net for. All right, boys and girls, now this one hit one of them big, I think the heads on that side there. See if I can get him up and take a look at him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, boys and girls, I'm gonna have to get the net for this one. I'm not gonna try to pick it up. Let me get the net. I should have already got the net out. Sometimes getting this net out can be a problem. I gotta fix a better way to do this. We're gonna have to make some changes on that. That net just getting too hard to get out of there. All right, let's slow this boat down a little bit. I bent this net and makes it a little hard to get out. All right, come on here. Let's go over here. There we go. There we go. Putting up a fight, boys and girls. Putting up a good fight. Joker seen this net and he went down. I got him. We got him. Here, boys and girls. So what came along? That's good. Fish right there probably weighs 30 pounds. A little bit bigger than what I thought. It's all right. Let me get the hook out of him and I'll pick him up and show him to you. He's a good one. He wanted to pee all over me. Pee all over my leg, There we go, boys and girls. That's a good 25-pound fish there. That's a good way to start the morning. Second one. All right, we're gonna put it back. And hopefully I won't lose the pliers this time. Woohoo! And he's gone. Somebody else can have him one day, or maybe we'll catch him again one day. you know, putting them back, make sure that you give you opportunity to catch them again, or they can go on and raise and make more for the future of fishing. Well, if we don't catch another one, that's 2 for the morning. But we're going to keep trying, keep moving along, get these poles baited back up. And for the ones that would like to know, I know most catfish folks already know, but there's some folks that may watch this and not know. But anyhow, there's a 3-way swivel with a weight that I make with a cork, and there's the hook. It's a 60-pound leader hooked to a 40-pound main line. That's my preferred. I will use a 80-pound leader line sometimes, but most of the time I try to stay with 60. I like that 60. Everything is big game line. I got 2 reels. It's got some Mad Catz lines on it that I'm trying, and so far so good. But big game has always been my line. Old school. That's just my preference. All right, we're gonna get them baited back up. We'll get back to you in just a few minutes. Let me get these poles baited back up. All right, boys and girls, we had one to bite, and doggone if he ain't let go of it. That was the first bite we've had in quite a while. Sure was hoping to get that, but let me reel this pole in and check the bait, see what's going on. Well, we still got bait. He didn't get the bait, so we're in good shape. We're gonna put it back out. Like I was saying, that was the first bite we've had in probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Getting close to the 10 o'clock hour. It has done got hot out here. So we're gonna keep trying for just a little bit longer. They have quit pulling water, so the bite is gonna be a little slower. But hopefully we can still get one to bite. And if not, it's been a good day. We caught 2 early. So we did catch fish. And if there's fish caught, it's a fish video, like somebody else says. There's fish caught, there's gotta be a fish video. That fish that bit was laying right on the ledge. We come across that ledge and started dropping off into the channel, and it bit it. So I'd like to get one more before we went to the house, before we close this one for today, because it's not going to be much longer that we're going to close this one and go to the house, find some lunch. See what Miss Cindy's doing for today. She's probably doing her thing with the Bravely products. They keep her pretty busy. More busy than she thought. It's surely getting hot out here. Boat traffic's picked up. I guess the ones that got a bad head last night woke up and they're ready to do it again today. So, but anyhow, to each his own. Yeah, here comes 3 jet skis in one direction, wakeboard boat, a jet ski, and another pontoon boat in the other direction. So it's not going to be long before we get off of here. Because most of the time they're not going to slow down. They don't care. It's all about the speed. That looks like some of the women's club there riding. There's a women's club here on Lake Gaston. They get together once or twice a week and ride their jet skis. And if you can tell, this boat is rocking. I hope my apparatus there doesn't go flying in the lake. That would be bad. Woo! I was hoping to get one more though before we close this out, but if not, I would gladly appreciate you. Share it, like it, follow it, you know, click all the bells and whistles. That helps me out and that helps YouTube out, and it may help somebody else out. It's been a good day. It's a good day when you wake up and see daylight. All right, folks, we're gonna close this one out. I'm gonna go a little bit further, but in case if a fish does come along, I'll turn it back on. I won't leave you out. But we're going to wind this one down for today. Well, folks, as soon as I cut this thing off, we got a bite. I hope it's still on there. yeah, he's still on there. Him, her. Not no monster. Got a little pull to it. I did get you back on here. I wasn't gonna leave you out. And that one bit as soon as I mashed the button on the phone to cut it off. Like it was waiting on me. It didn't want to be in the picture. Well, if it don't come off, it's gonna be in the picture. That's for sure. Oh yeah, boys and girls. Oh yeah, that's good fish there. I'm gonna learn one day not to pick them up like that. I have broke the line several times trying to pick a fish up like that. And I'm a slow learner, I guess. But anyhow, it's in the boat. We're gonna get it picked up, get the hook out of it. Well, boys and girls, we're gonna have to do that a different way. All right. Fish wound up like a Timex watch. But look at here. There we go. Not bad. Probably 10, 11 pounds at the most. But like I promised, I wasn't gonna leave you out. I was gonna let you see it. It was a challenge to get everything together there, but I got it. All right, we're gonna get this one back. And like we said, hit all the bells and whistles. And we'll see you the next one.